So I farted and I just lifted up my top and tore off my bra.
But the last time we met each other, we went to see the Queen of Country, went to see Lovely Dolly Parton.
Yes, we did.
Yes. And we got to meet her, sort of.
A sort of meeting, meet and greet. We had to queue for about 45 minutes.
It's a long time.
In a tunnel, you know. And I'd been dying to go to the lavatory for ages. So I farted and...
No.
Well...
Miriam understates what she did.
Well, I was irritated, you know.
But she goes, we're standing in the queue, and there's, like, nice people here all with their dolly pins here, and she suddenly goes, balls for fart, and it was the loudest fart I've ever heard.
Well, I fart a lot. I think I'm just like that, but I don't know why, but I think it brings people together. I think it's an encouraging human thing to do.
We all do it.
Yeah, we all do it, you know.
Because you're... Is it a... What's the thing you're having done? Is it a colon...
I've had it done.
Oh, you've had it done?
No, actually, this is... it's a sort of party political broadcast. It's on behalf of colonoscopies, because it's a wonderful way of checking what you've been eating and the harm it does to you. But...
Is it easy to check it as it goes in? And what do you get to see it?
Well, what happens is you lie on your side and the doctor puts a lot of tubing up into your arsehole and then it all sort of comes out and he looks at it all the way up and, you know... And it's really worth having done, so please, please do it.
Have you done it?
No, but you're meant to... A guy's meant to do it by 35, 40, apparently.
I don't know why guys should be different. Arseholes are arseholes.
Yeah.
Because I think there may be a theme to this evening's chat. Because you've entertained people on planes. You were doing a film, was it in Morocco you were doing a film and you were travelling back?
Yes, it was Poor Little Rich Girl. And it was a difficult shoot and everybody was a bit depressed and tired, you know, which you can get on films. And I thought if I exposed my breasts, it would cheer people up. In those days, they were curvy. They had some life in them. They're a sort of Salvation Army now, you know, raising the fallen, so to speak. And I didn't mean to be offensive at all. I meant to be, you know, caring and loving. And I just took off my bra and streaked down the middle of the plane, right through, first class, right through to economy, you know. And it was wonderful. It was wonderful.
Did you get a round of applause?
Actually, no. There were just shocked faces. But I will do anything to cheer people up.
That's very nice of you.
It's all right. See you after.
Because you've done loads of them. You've done, what, you were in Babe, you were the mother in Babe, the dog mother.
I was in Happy Feet.
Who were you in Happy Feet?
I can't remember. Was I Tamara?
Did you play a penguin?
I don't know. I never saw it, you see. I don't know what it was.
Everyone was a penguin.
Everybody was a penguin.
You didn't do much research for your character.
No, I didn't.
You forgot to sound cold.
Yeah. I wish you'd told me that when I was...
You thought all that flapping was psychological.
Yeah. And I did Flushed Away.
Oh, yes. Who were you in Flushed Away?
I don't know what I was in that. A piece of shit, I should think.
Talking of that, tell us the story about when you went to Martin Jarvis's house.
Oh, it's so embarrassing. I hope this is not going to offend people. Actually, I hope it is, but I know it sounds as if I just talk about nothing but shit, but I was dying to go to the lavatory. And I was invited to a lovely dinner party in Los Angeles, and it was Martin Jarvis, who's a dear friend, and his wife, the hosts, and Richard Harris's son, Jared, was there, whom I've not met before, and was rather
very
keen.
nice.
And he's lovely, and I was very excited about that. And so, you know, when I arrived, I said to Roz, Martin's wife, Roz, I'm dying to go to the lavatory. Can I go first, you know, and then I'll join the group, so to speak. So I flew into the loo, and I had this enormous shit, you know. And, you know, then I flushed the loo and washed my hands, and it didn't go down. It didn't go down, it wasn't going down. And then I made this terrible mistake. I flushed the loo again. And it not only didn't go down, it sort of bubbled up to meet me, you know. And it was a horrific... I mean, it didn't... What I was afraid of was that it would surge over the bowl. And, you know...
Circle away. Here's Miriam now.
But the thing is, I'm such a coward. I didn't know what to do, so I backed out of the loo, closed the door, and I went in... And instead of saying, you know, how do you do, it's lovely to meet you, I've always wanted to meet you, and all that sort of thing, I said, I've blocked the loo with my shit and I don't know what to do. That was my introduction to Gareth.
I was particularly pleased that the first story you ever told on the show, about 20 years ago, is in the book. It's the one where you park on a double yellow line for a few moments. Do you know the story I mean?
Oh, yes, yes. Well, that had its repercussions, of course, because, well, I mean, I parked on a double yellow line in Shaftesbury Avenue. It was the day of the state opening of Parliament, and I rushed up to give an audio tape, because, you know, I do audio tapes, to my agent, and I came downstairs. There was a policeman pasting a parking ticket on my windscreen, and I was just furious, because I'd only been there for a minute. And so, you know, I tore it off the windscreen, and I said, "You've got a dick that small." Because I thought the best thing is to insult him as quickly as possible.
Of course.
And he took umbrage, didn't like it, and he arrested me for breach of the peace and parking on a double yellow line. And then he called for help from other policemen, and there were lots about because it was the state opening of Parliament, and, you know, they're mingling around. And so I was taken in a police car to Bow Street Police Station. And there I was arraigned, and they said, empty your handbag. And I had a few things in my handbag, and one of them was a packet of peppermints. But they're wrapped in silver paper, you see, and that the detective in charge thought that it was drugs. And he said, you know, what have we got here, then? That's interesting. And I said, it's just a packet of peppermints, officer. And he said, no, I think we better check you out, matron. And he got the matron to come and put me in a room, privately. And I knew, because I was sharp, that she was going to give me an internal examination. I just knew that. Nothing had been said, but I knew it. So when she locked the door, she went out for a bit, I took all my clothes off immediately. Well, you would, you know, if you know you're going to be examined. And she came back in and she said, "You've been here before." And I said, "I have not been here before." She said, "Yes, you have. How did you know to take your clothes off?" And I said, "Well, I know you're going to examine me, aren't you? They called you matron, so I knew something was afoot." She said, anyway, bend down or lie on the couch or something, and she examined me, my front body and my back body. And, of course, they thought I wouldn't like it.
Brilliant.
But, you know, I'm gay, I have to tell you that. And, of course, it was as if all my Christmases had come at once.
But now, when you worked with the great Martin Scorsese, your fashion sense didn't cheer up the crew, but you did cheer up the crew.
Well, this is a story. It's a true story. You know Martin Scorsese,
I do.
Of course.
Yes.
Well, I was in a film that he was directing called The Age of Innocence. A very good movie, by the
Yes,
way.
it
I hope
was.
you thought so.
Yes.
And,
Oh, no, I think.
good. And before it started, you have to go in a sort of costume parade, and everybody looks at you to see if the costume fits the character and all that. And I was the very last person to be seen that day. It was a big cast, loads of people, you know, Dan Day-Lewis and Michelle Pfeiffer, you know, really important people. And then there was, you know, that shoplifter, Winona Ryder. And I didn't like her. I really didn't. And there were lots of other people, you know.
She didn't like her.
Richard E. Grant, who was adorable, and you know, a lot of people, Sean Phillips, and hundreds of people, and I was the very last person. And when I got in the room, I could see they were just exhausted. The whole crew, they were slumped, they were tired, they were fed up, and I thought, I've got to do something to cheer them up, because when you see people in that state and you know you're going to be working with them, and I thought, I know what I can do, and so I stood up there and I just lifted up my top and tore off my bra and my bosoms, which are large and friendly, and I just gave them to them, and it made them happy.
Brilliant.
It was worth doing.
Now,
I've seen them because...
You've seen my bosom?
Yes, do you remember when we were shooting Cold Comfort Farm,
Yeah.
the John Schlesinger movie, you got stung on one of them by a bee when we were doing that scene outside. Do you remember that?
I don't remember that.
And you just took them out and said, look! And I said to John Schlesinger, because I said, did you see Miriam just took her breasts out? He said, no, but I heard them hit the ground.
very good.